Hey guys, welcome to the 434 Off-Road Jack-Off. So the big off-road jacks have been pretty popular in the off-road world, especially racing, with the big tires rolling on dirt in the pits and whatnot. So we have all three jacks here. We have the Badlands from Harbor Freight, the Cat Jack, and the Pro Eagle. And we're going to go through all three jacks and test them out, take some measurements, and go through the stats. We have our friend Riley Ray over here, Eric's daughter. She's going to be writing everything down for us, keeping track of our numbers. And we got Eric over here on the measuring tape. So we'll start off with the Cat Jack. So we're going to go with the highest point. Before we start the highest point, I just want to let everybody know, all three jacks are 3 tons. The Pro Eagle comes in a couple different sizes, but they're all equal jacks for their rating. There's no advantages as far as size and load capacity. So we're going to start off with the Cat Jack. We got it up here on the table here, and we're going to go and we're going to test the highest point. Now we're maxed out on the Cat.
We're going 29 3/8.
Got that right? We're going to do lowest point. Let this sucker down. We'll get rid of that tall foot. We're going to measure lowest point on the Cat Jack. Just to get a good idea of what you can fit underneath these things if you don't need the long reach. I think you're sitting on that tire. Yeah, there you go.
About 5 and 5/8.
We'll go to wheelbase because we'll weigh them, and then once we weigh it, we'll change out jacks. Sound good, Ryan? All right, so we're gonna do wheelbase. So hub to hub, axle to axle.
$23 1/4.
So total length. Shock that tire.
Roughly 30 inches.
And we'll do a width. I think the back of this is probably the widest point when you say. Let me get another one.
Go to 12 and a half right.
Extra features. So after we checked out all three of these jacks beforehand, and the only thing the Cat has that really stood out compared to the other two jacks is it has handles front and back. The other two jacks also have handles in different locations, and they have a nylon strap in the middle. But other than that, that's the only thing that really stands out about the Cat as far as extra features. The foot, however, stores just like the other two jacks, but you have to collapse it down all the way. And that's the one thing with the Cat is, it has the same storage position as the other two jacks, but you have to collapse the foot down all the way for it to go in there, or it just hits the other side of the jack. But other than that, that's basically all the features that the Cat has. And we'll move on to the next thing. So we got price. So the price, the Cat Jack runs about $389.99 plus tax. And it's a kind of middle of the ground price compared to the other two jacks. We'll have it all wrote down, and we'll have a shot of everything at the end, so you'll be able to compare. So for now, we're going to move on to the other jack after we do a little weight test. The handle hits the ground there. We got to go to back. So we checked our scale, it was zeroed out beforehand. And we're coming up with about, we're rounding everything to the nearest pound, just keeping it simple. And it's a little over 84 pounds. So for weight rye, that one we skipped over, 84. Perfect. All right. Now we're going to move on to the Badlands. Get the face the same way, I guess. Why not, right? All right. All right. So now we'll get the Badlands jack up. This is the Badlands 3-ton off-road jack from Harbor Freight. And first on our list, we're back to the top, the highest point. There we go.
29 inches.
And now for lowest point. So the one thing about the Badlands is the extension for the foot on the jack, it's bolted fast. They do give you a nice spot to locate the Allen key, so you don't have to worry about losing that. But you do have to unbolt the foot on the Badlands to where the other two jacks, you just twist it and pop it off. So we'll take two measurements. We'll take one with the foot all the way down, and then we'll unbolt it and we'll measure at the absolute lowest point when this is detached.
11 and a quarter.
11 and a quarter. So now that the foot's off there, we'll get the actual lowest point from when the extension's removed.
Six and an eighth.
All right, way to go, Ryan. I like how you split that up. Perfect. All right, so we'll throw the foot back on there. All right. And wheelbase.
25 inches.
And this will be total length.
31 3/4.
So then we're on to width. So this will be the rear, right? Go over up the center of that axle there, up the nut.
Up and up.
Yeah.
13 7/8.
So, extra features. So one thing that the Badlands has that all of us really like a lot is the locking handle. So like for wheeling the jacks around the garage, you just gotta pop this lock on and it locks in, and it's nice and easy just to wheel around the back two tires. Obviously, like most jacks have the two wheels that swivel, so it's easy to turn them. These do not. They're all fixed in that direction, straight forward. So that's nice to be able to wheel it around in the garage, the dirt, the pits, whatever. The other jacks, they don't steer around. I mean, you could always do the flip method. That works just fine, but that's quick, it's easy. Anybody can knock that latch down and wheel that jack around. Other than that, with the extra features, that's pretty much the only thing that really stands out about the Badlands, although it is very nice. The holder is the same as the other 2 jacks. Just like the Cat, the foot has to be collapsed all the way. It fits in there nice. There's a nice holder for it. Don't have to worry about losing it. Collapse it down, put it underneath the workbench in the race trailer, stuff it underneath the workbench in your shop, whatever you need to do. So it does collapse down very nice. It also has a nylon handle, just like the Pro Eagle, and has the 2 handles on the side. So this jack actually has the most handles also. And along with the locking jack, it's definitely the most friendly for picking up. You have plenty of points to pick it up from. Handles locked in position. It's definitely the jack for throwing it around and handling. And then our next part is going to be price. This jack comes in at $299.99, and obviously plus tax. It's the cheapest jack of the 3, but without testing their the longevity of them, it measures up with the other 2 as far as numbers and stats go. It'll do everything the other 2 will do, and it's definitely a lot cheaper. If saving money is what you're looking to do, this is definitely a good jack to think about.
Especially if you get 20% off super coupon.
And if you get a 20% off super coupon.
What was that? Tell them about the super coupon.
Harbor Freight, 20% off super coupon, one item.
Oh yeah.
So that's our Badlands jack on the price. Next is strokes under load. We're gonna skip over that and do all of those at the same time. We missed foot size, but we'll do that at the same time we do strokes under load. You wanna do it now? All right.
About 3 3/8.
All right.
You're about 4.5 right on the Cat.
One other thing I thought about as I was doing it, that release that's on the handle, the lock, it's really easy. You do it with 1 foot. I mean, it's so simple. I literally just did it with my hand, not even thinking about it. But that is nice. Definitely the locking handle is a huge, huge selling point for me, and I think the other guys in the shop really like it too. And the last thing we're gonna do, what's up on the stand, we're gonna go on we're gonna weigh this sucker, and then we're gonna get the Pro Eagle up here. Yep, zeroed out. Handles off there. We got the digital scale here, it's settling down, and we're right at about 78 pounds. And next up the back, Pro Eagle. The one that I think started it all. I'm not sure if it's out for Badlands. That's next up. So we'll go right to the top again, Rye. We'll start with our highest point. Maxed out right there.
28.5.
Now for lowest point.
About 6 1/8.
And we'll do wheelbase, hub to hub. So then we'll do overall length. The axle nuts don't stick out on the Pro Eagle, they're flush. So, wait, is that, what are we on, width? Or no, we're on total length. No, I'm sorry, I skipped ahead. Let's let Riley's catching up too, I messed up. So now we're on total length.
$30 5/8.
Okay. And now we're on to width.
About 13 1/4.
on to extra features for the Pro Eagle. One nice thing about the Pro Eagle is you could pull this foot out quick. It doesn't need to be unbolted, and you could store it without collapsing it down. You could drop right in. You could strap it in, roll away with it. The only handle it has is the nylon strap here, but I mean, it's in a pretty good location. It's pretty well balanced. I mean, a little help from the front or the back. I mean, you could tug it along with that. But other than that, the Pro Eagle's pretty standard. It's definitely a well-built jack. They all seem to have the same wheels also, but that's pretty much it for the extra features. Is just the handle and being able to lock this foot in this storing position without collapsing it down. And we're on to foot size. So we'll get the foot size quick on this. Measure that sucker.
4 3/8.
4 3/8. Now for weight. You got her? All right, so we got the Pro Eagle on the scale, and every single time the scale is zeroed out. So right now we're just shy of 70 pounds. So we're rounding everything in the nearest pound. So we'll go with 70, right? That's it for our stats, putting everything on the stand. Next, we're going to go over strokes under load, and we'll talk about how they roll. We already tested these jacks out with how they roll under load. We don't have a good hard packed dirt area to really test them. It's all like loose gravel. So I mean, I don't think it matters what jack it is, unless it's on much larger tires, it's just gonna sink down in the gravel. So we'll show you guys with one of the jacks, but all three of them on the concrete, they roll around pretty easy. So we'll get this out of the way and we'll test them out under load and see how many jacks it takes to get this Pro XP off the ground. We're gonna take all three jacks and we're gonna start them at the same exact point on the chassis of Dustin's beautiful black Pro XP. So we're going to start all these jacks from the same point on the chassis, and we're going to measure off of the point on the bumper here to the ground, just for a point of reference. And we're going to jack these up, all three of them, until the tires come off the ground, both tires. Once both tires crack the ground, we're going to go over to Riley here, and we are going to write down our strokes that it took to get the tires off the ground from the same distance off of this point to the concrete. Also having the foot from the jack on the same point on the chassis. So we're going to go in a row like we've been going over there. We're going to start with our cat jack.
32.5.
Is that where we're at now? Let's bump it up a little bit for the suspension. 33. So we're going to start every single jack. There's going to be 33 inches from the point on the bumper to the concrete. We'll start with our cat. Okay, so we're touching. Goes out of the way. So we're going to do full strokes. Alright, so we can spin the tires. It's still touching the ground, but we're going to count that. We can still roll the tires. So it was nine strokes total in the cat jack to get the tires off the ground at 33 inches from the point on our bumper. So we'll go 9 on the cat. And now we're going to go to the Badlands. Okay. So, let's see what the Badlands got. Alright, well, same thing. We just got this tire, it's touching, but it's spinning. So we're going to count it. And we got 7 strokes on the Badlands. So we'll go with 8 with the Pro Eagle. All right. So that's our strokes under load. All 3 of these jacks are all brand new jacks. None are worn out or beat up. So we're trying to keep it as fair as possible. All right. So after going over all 3 jacks, all the numbers are very, very close. Nothing really stands out except for, I would say, the weight. These 2 are very close. The Pro Eagle is definitely the lightest. The Badlands is a few pounds heavier. And the Cat, well, it lives up to the Cat name. It's a heavy, it's a beast. There's a lot more steel on the Cat. But as far as numbers go, all 3 of them are right there in the same ballpark. The Badlands has handles on the side, which is really nice for grabbing it quick and slinging it under a buggy in a pit stop. That's definitely a key thing when you're racing. You definitely want to be as quick as possible, and the handles definitely help for that. The Pro Eagle and the Cat Jack, they're not bad with that, but the Cat's just a lot heavier. The handles are kind of in a weird spot for one guy to sling it under a buggy. But the handles on the side of the Badlands definitely make a big difference. You get the lock-in action in the jack, which, talking about racing, is awesome. You got to make sure when you lock the handle, you're not getting like a half a pump on the jack, because it might mess you up for getting it underneath the buggy in a hurry. You'll end up popping that out and dropping it back down, and that extra couple of seconds you save to pop a tire off is lost. But other than that, I mean, all 3 jacks are right there. It's going to come down to price and preference. The Badlands is the cheapest at $29.99. The Pro Eagle is the most expensive at $599.99. And then this falls middle of the ground almost at $389.99. And obviously all 3 plus tax. Stay tuned for more, because the Cat Jack will be raffled off in a giveaway. We're going to be holding on to these 2. So thanks for watching, and I hope we helped you out. Are we rolling?
We're on.
All right, well, I messed up the price a little bit. It's $299.99 plus tax. But anyway, like and subscribe. Let us know what you think. We're going to have all 3 jacks for a little while. If there's something we missed, let us know. We'll gladly take more measurements, gladly send you more info. So thanks again.